Ever imagine a Pikachu, like, so big it could block out the sun? We're talking skyscraper-sized Pokemon, and that's what we're diving into today. You ready?
Ready when you are.
Awesome. So we're talking Dynamax and Gigantamax. I bet you're here because you, really want to get this stuff right. You want those light bulb moments where it all clicks and you level up your knowledge.
Exactly. Who doesn't love that aha feeling?
Totally. But nobody wants to drown in a sea of details, our mission. To understand these massive Pokemon transformations and, hey, maybe even learn some cool English words along the way.
Sounds like a plan. And we've got some really cool info to work with today, stuff that not only explains how Dynamax and Gigantamax work, but even touches on how the Pokemon world is coming to life in, well, real life.
Right. Okay, let's jump right in. First up, Dynamax. Can you break it down for us? What's the deal with making Pokemon ginormous?
Think of it like a temporary power boost. Like in Pokemon Sword and Shield, during a battle, your Pokemon can Dynamax for, 3 turns.
Okay, 3 turns.
Yeah, and during that time, they become enormous. Really, really big. Plus, they get way more HP, and their attacks become super strong. They're called max moves.
So picture this. My little score bunny suddenly towering over the stadium. Like Godzilla, but way cuter.
Exactly. A Joltik the size of a house, or a Wailord that could swallow a cruise ship whole?
Whoa. Okay, but it's temporary, right? You said 3 turns.
Right, temporary, meaning it lasts for a short time. You could say the Dynamax effect is temporary. It only lasts for 3 turns.
Temporary, got it.
Yeah.
So size is a big part of this, obviously. But what else is important to understand about Dynamax?
Well, the fact that it transforms them, it's a big change in their form and how they look. That word transformation is key here.
Makes sense. It's more than just getting bigger, right?
Totally. It's a dramatic change that can change a whole battle. Speaking of battle, it's basically just a fight between opponents, which is where all this Dynamax action happens.
Gotcha. So not just while you're hanging out in the Pokemon Center.
Nope. This is for when things get real.
And all that extra size and power, that's got to make a difference.
You bet it does. Dynamax basically lets your Pokemon power up, meaning get stronger really quickly. So you could say something like, Dynamax helps your Pokemon power up quickly. It's a quick boost at just the right moment.
Okay, so Dynamax, got it. Now what about Gigantamax? Sounds kind of similar, but also there's something more to it.
You're picking up on it. Gigantamax is kind of a special version of Dynamax. It's what's the word? Special edition. That's it.
Ooh, like a rare collectible.
Exactly. So with Gigantamax, certain Pokemon don't just get bigger, they actually change their whole look. Like Gigantamax Charizard gets these super intense fiery wings and, just looks different overall. You could say Gigantamax Charizard is like a special edition Pokemon.
Wow, so on top of getting huge, they get a total makeover.
Pretty cool, right? And get this, Gigantamax Pokemon also have these unique moves called D-Max moves. They're not just stronger versions of their regular moves, they're completely new, and only Gigantamax Pokemon can use them.
So it's like they get a special attack to go with their new look.
Exactly. Each G-Max move is one of a kind, meaning totally unique, like nothing else.
Okay, so Gigantamax Pikachu with its long tail would have a totally different G-Max move from, say, Gigantamax Dreadnought.
Right. And speaking of Pikachu, you could say something like, Gigantamax Pikachu is one of a kind, because it really is, with that giant, adorable tail and its unique electric move.
Awesome. Okay, so question. If Gigantamax is so awesome, can every Pokemon do it?
Good question. And the answer is, unfortunately, no. That brings us to the phrase, the exception to the rule.
What does that mean?
It means that Gigantamax doesn't apply to all Pokemon. Only certain ones can do it, which makes it kind of rare or uncommon to see in the games. You could say not all Pokemon can Gigantamax. They're the exception to the rule.
Rare. Okay, so you might battle 100 Charizard and only one of them can Gigantamax.
It's possible, and that makes it even more special when you do find a Gigantamax Pokemon.
Definitely adds to the excitement. Now, speaking of exciting Pokemon stuff, I saw some info about real-life Pokemon events in Taiwan. What's that all about?
That's a great point. Dynamax and Gigantamax are core parts of the Pokemon games. But these events show that Pokemon is more than just games, it's a whole community.
Totally. So what actually happened at these events?
Well, one was called Pokemon Go Tour, UNOVA. It was a huge event in New Taipei City. And when I say event, I mean a big planned occasion that lots of people go to.
Right, so it was a big deal for Pokemon Go players.
Huge. And this particular tour was special because they debuted Black Kyurem and White Kyurem, It was the first time players could get them, and they did it through Pokemon Fusion.
Whoa, Pokemon Fusion? What else went down at the event?
Tons of stuff. There were different areas to explore, each designed like a Pokemon habitat. And there were raid battles, which are special battles where everyone teams up to take down a super strong Pokemon. Raid battles are a great way to team up with other players and defeat strong Pokemon. It's really fun to work together like that.
Yeah, it's always more fun with friends.
Okay.
Okay, what about that other event, the City Safari?
Oh, the city safari. Tainan was all about exploring Tainan, the city itself, while you caught Pokemon. And they had some really cool ones that were exclusive to that event. Exclusive means only available there, like Bouffalant and Skiddo, which actually made its debut at the city safari.
So if you wanted to catch a Skiddo, you had to be there.
Yep, which made it super exciting for the people who went.
I can imagine.
Oh.
So besides catching rare Pokemon, what else did people do at the City Safari?
Well, there were research tasks, which are basically challenges you had to complete to get rewards. Like you could say special research tasks were available for City Safari participants. And the rewards were awesome things like special items or even more chances to encounter rare Pokemon. Trainers received exclusive rewards after completing their tasks.
Sounds like these events are an awesome way for fans to experience Pokemon in a whole new way.
Totally. And it just goes to show how Pokemon is always finding new ways to get people involved and create a sense of community.
Absolutely. All right, so we've covered a lot. Giant Pokemon transformations, real-world Pokemon events. Now let's say someone wants to talk about all this stuff. What are some good phrases they could use?
Good question. Let's see. You could say something like, my favorite Gigantamax Pokemon is Snorlax because it looks like a giant garden.
Ah, that's cute. I can picture it now. What else?
You could keep it simple and say something like, Dynamax battles are more exciting than regular ones, which, is pretty true.
Yeah, totally agree. Okay, last one.
How about something like, I didn't know Pikachu had a Gigantamax form until now, for those who are just learning about it all.
Perfect. Okay, before we wrap things up, any other cool English words we can learn from the world of Pokemon?
Oh, tons. But let's focus on a few. There's legendary, which describes Pokemon that are super rare and powerful, like they're almost mythical. Legendary Pokemon are often the centerpiece of a game or event.
Legendary, got it. Like Mewtwo.
Exactly. And then there's evolution, which is how Pokemon change and get stronger. For example, Charizard is the evolution of Charmander.
Right, so evolution is about growth and change. What else?
Oh, and of course we can't forget trainer. A trainer is someone who, catches and trains Pokemon. Like you could say Ash is a famous Pokemon trainer.
So whether it's Dynamax, Gigantamax, or just everyday Pokemon adventures, there's always something new to learn, both about the games and about English.
That's the beauty of it, right? You can learn and have fun at the same time.
Absolutely. Okay, let's wrap up this epic deep dive. We explored the massive transformations of Dynamax and Gigantamax, where Pokemon become larger than life, literally for a short but intense burst of power. And we even hopped over to Taiwan to check out some real-world Pokemon action, where fans gathered for exciting events and a chance to connect with each other. Oh, and we snagged some awesome new English words along the way.
We sure did. It just shows you how much there is to discover in the world of Pokemon.
Now here's something to ponder. Thinking beyond Pokemon, what other transformations are happening around us? Maybe not giant Pokemon, but changes and shifts in the world, or even within ourselves.
And remember those words we learned today, like temporary. Think about how that idea applies to different situations. It's all connected, right?
Totally. So keep those brains buzzing and keep exploring your passions because you never know what you might discover.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Remember, Pokemon battles got bigger, and so did your English vocabulary.
Until next time. Gotta catch those words.